Hi there, warm welcome. You're watching Blueprint Explosive Exclusive with me, Meghna Deka. Lots lined up for you in this bulletin. But first up, the focus is going to be on West Bengal. Well, after the violent Ram Navami communal clashes which happened in Howrah and Hooghly, the Calcutta High Court has ordered the Bengal government to central forces to ensure peace on Hanuman Jayanti. In fact, scathing observations were made by the judge while hearing a plea by the BJP leader of opposition, Suvendu Adhikari. The court was hearing a public interest litigation which was filed by Suvendu seeking deployment of central forces in West Bengal. In fact, in its observations, the High Court had opined, and I'm going to tell you what exactly it is that the High Court had said. It said that managing law and order will be a challenge. It went on to say it's better to bring in the paramilitary forces. Paramilitary will be preventing any public jeopardy. Prevention is always better than cure. If violence is pre-planned, then it's an intelligence failure. The High Court also said that the police can restrict the number of participants if it wants, and the police must ensure there is no untoward incident which happens. These are scathing words coming in, of course. In court, the BJP has also claimed that Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee had spoken disparagingly of one community. In fact, a political brawl between the Trinamool Congress, which is in power in West Bengal, and the BJP, which is in opposition, have been ignited by the recent acts of violence in Howrah and Hooghly districts. Here they allege that the deployment of central forces is a vote of no confidence on Mamata Banerjee.
हम इस verdict का स्वागत करते हैं और बहुत पहले ही स्टेट गवर्नमेंट को ये करना उचित था, लेकिन अब कोर्ट ने ममता बनर्जी के प्रशासन के ऊपर और ममता बनर्जी के ऊपर एक तमाशा मारा है और सिखाया है कि एज ए एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव हेड कैसे उनको रोल प्ले करना चाहिए संविधान को मान के, कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन को मान के।
पूर्व कश्मीर में जो पत्थरबाज था अभी वो बंगाल में आ गया। हम लोग देखे थे कि पूर्व कश्मीर में जो पाकिस्तान का जो झंडा हम लोग देखे थे, अभी बंगाल का परिस्थिति ऐसा ही हो गया है। जैसे हम लोग देखे कि रामनवमी के शोभा यात्रा के ऊपर से पत्थरबाजी हो रहा था, उसमें कोई भी कार्रवाई नहीं हुआ, लेकिन ऊपर से देखे तो जिसके ऊपर आक्रमण हुआ, जो शोभा में जो साधारण जो जनरल पब्लिक जो ऐसे ही शोभा यात्रा में शामिल हुए थे, उसके ऊपर जिसके ऊपर हमला हुआ है उसको गिरफ्तारी किया। वन साइडेड हो रहा है। और क्यों जो पत्थरबाज है अभी तक, जो उस दिन 4-5 ट्रकों में आके जो ट्रेन में पत्थर फेंका, लोकल ट्रेन में ऐसा करके आक्रमण अटैक किया, उसको क्यों अभी तक नहीं अरेस्ट किया? क्या ममता बनर्जी अपीसमेंट का पॉलिटिक्स कर रहा है?
Well, let me go across. Joining us today on our show, Shatorupa, who is the Bengal BJP spokesperson. Also, Shikha Mukherjee, a senior journalist, is joining us as well. Shatorupa, I'm going to come to you first because the allegations by the BJP are very direct. But what is your understanding of what the court has said, and why do you see this as a no-confidence vote against the Mamata Banerjee government? Because it's quite often that we have seen paramilitary forces being brought in several of the cases.
Good evening. Yes, this is a tight slap. This is in Bengali we say shojore thapur, thashi thapur. It is a tight slap on the face of the Mamata Banerjee government, because what the court has ordered today is something that she should have done on her own after making statements like, you cannot go into Muslim areas. It is the Hindus who start off all this rioting. The Muslims don't do anything. So if she had preempted this kind of a situation, she should not have relied on her own police force, which she herself runs. She should have automatically gotten RAF. She should have gotten her central forces, who would have done something. Because in the riots we saw on the Ram Navami at Howrah, the police were, there, but they turned a deaf ear and a blind eye. So this entire action should have happened way before. Why should a court have to tell a state government which has been ruling the state for over now 12 years? Why should somebody have to tell you what to do? If you are preempting, if you are convinced that there's going to be a riot on Ram Navami, like she's been now announcing she thinks that it will be a repeat thing on Hanuman Jayanti, then she should have done this herself. She should have automatically directed or requested for central forces before. Why did she have to wait for the High Court to say something to her?
Okay, that's a valid point. Shikha Mukherjee, why did Mamata Banerjee, after what we have seen, and we are looking at those visuals, what happened in Hooghly, what happened in Howrah, Mamata Banerjee perhaps should have asked for central forces herself, realizing that law and order, which is of course a state prerogative, could not ensure peace.
Well, I don't know what Mamata Banerjee did or did not do, in the sense that why she did not ask the for assistance from the central forces, whether there is a shortage of police personnel in West Bengal at this point of time. But what I am concerned about, and I think that this is where the BJP is actually missing the point, is that the kind of violence that we are seeing in West Bengal is extremely worrying, for the simple reason that not only that these are sporadic events, and these are short sporadic events. There is nothing really sustained about it. The other problem that I'm seeing with this violence is that there is no person-to-person confrontation of the kind that has been our experience in the past.
Is that right? Shatorupa, I'll just come back to you, Shikha Mukherjee. Let Shatorupa reply to that. I'll just come back to you.
There has been a certain amount of attempts to destroy property. There has been a little bit of arson, but the kind of rioting that we have seen in the past, this is not the same thing.
So you're saying it wasn't a serious enough case, perhaps, for Shikha Mukherjee. Shatorupa, you wanted to come in?
Of course, I wanted to come in. And what sort of a comment is this? She's way senior to me. I'm sorry, I'll have to get into a direct confrontation with her. When you're talking about it is not enough rioting, I don't know what she's indicating. Why on earth should any community be accused of creating riots? And in the other hand, why should any community be protected by the Honorable Chief Minister? And this is not the first time she's done this. She has been doing this. The sense of appeasement, Shikha, I respect you. I do not expect interruption during my time. Please, I have not interrupted in your time. I will not let you speak in my time. You see, the point here is very, very clear. This has banned, this is totally banned. And started off and continued pampered by the Honorable Chief Minister of West Bengal. And there is no other way to this. Shikha, whatever you might say, you are constantly justifying the Chief Minister.
Well, unfortunately, at the end of it, remember, there was one community which was indeed blamed by the Chief Minister. And today the courts have come out and said, you cannot ensure law and order. For that, we must have the presence of central forces. Shikha Mukherjee, whether you like it or not, the court very categorically has said today, the judge very categorically had said, it's better to be safe than sorry. Well, thank you so much, however, for joining us here on the show, Shikha Mukherjee as well as Shatorupa. But from